So we'll start with the module 1, that is 8051 microcontroller basics. So the topics in this are inside the computer, microcontrollers and embedded processors, block diagram of 8051, PSW and flag bits, 8051 register banks and stack, internal memory organization of 8051, IO port usage in 8051, types of special function registers and they are used, pins of 8051, memory address decoding, 8051 interfacing with external ROM and RAM, 8051 addressing modes. In this video, the following contents are covered: inside the computer, in that internal organization of computer and inside CPU, then microcontrollers and embedded processors, then microcontroller versus general purpose microprocessor, and then introduction to microcontroller. Inside the computer. So the unit of data size is bit, byte, nibble and word. So the data or the information stored. So the size of data, it can be denoted in bit, byte, nibble or word unit. So bit is a binary digit that can have value 0 or 1. So byte is nothing but 8 bits. So 1 byte is combination of 8 bits. Nibble is half of a byte or 4 bits. Word is 2 bytes or 16 bits. So using this unit of data, the amount of memory can be described using the following terms. That is kilobyte denoted by K, it is 2 to the power 10 bytes. Megabyte denoted by M, it is 2 to the power 20 bytes. Gigabyte denoted by G, it is 2 to the power 30 bytes. Terabyte denoted by T, it is 2 to the power 40 bytes. So these units of data, it can be composed with the combination of zeros and ones. So in the table we can see the relative size of these units. So bit is 1 bit, so you have 1 0. Nibble is 4 bits, so 4 zeros are shown in the table. Byte is 8 bits and word is 16 bits. Next we'll see the internal organization of computer. So the three main parts of computer are CPU, central processing unit. In this, the information stored in memory is executed. Next, IO devices, input-output devices. This provides some means of communication with the CPU. And next, memory. We have two types of memory: RAM, that is random access memory; ROM, read-only memory. So the two types of memory commonly used in microcomputers, they are RAM and ROM. RAM, it is also called as read-write memory. It is used by the computer for temporary storage of programs when it is running. So that data will be lost when the computer is turned off. So RAM is also called as sometimes volatile memory. Next, ROM, it contains programs and information which is essential for the operation of the computer. This information is permanent and cannot be changed by the user, and it will not be lost when the power is turned off and the computer shut down. Therefore, ROM is also called as non-volatile memory. So this is the internal organization of computer. So we have the CPU, we have the memory, input, output devices, RAM, ROM, printer, disk, monitor, keyboard. And then we have the three buses: address bus, data bus, control bus. So the CPU is connected to memory and the IO devices through strips of wire, which is called as bus. So the bus carries information from place to place. So the types of bus are address bus, data bus and control bus. So the address bus, it will carry the address which is passed by the CPU to fetch a particular device. So the device, it might be memory or IO device, it has to be recognized by the CPU. So it will be assigned an address which is unique. So each device will have a unique address. So the CPU will put address on the address bus and the decoding circuit will find that particular device. So address bus, it is unidirectional. Next is data bus. So the CPU, it will either get the data from the device or send data to the device through the data bus. So data bus is bidirectional. So CPU can either get data from the device or send data to the device. Next is control bus. So it provides read or write signals to the device to indicate whether the CPU is asking for information or sending the information. More number of data buses available means better the CPU operation, but the cost of CPU and computer increases. The average size of data buses in CPU varies between 8 and 64. These data buses, they are bidirectional, that is we can receive or send the data. The processing power of the computer, it is related to the bus size. More number of address buses if it is available, then larger the number of devices which can be addressed. Number of locations with which a CPU can communicate, it is equal to 2 pi x, where x is the address lines regardless of the size of data bus. The address bus, it is unidirectional, that is CPU will send the address of the device which is to be accessed. For the CPU to process information, the data must be stored in RAM or ROM, which is referred to as primary memory. ROM, it provides information which is fixed and permanent, that is tables or initialization program, whereas RAM stores information that is not permanent and can change with time, like various versions of operating system and application packages. The CPU gets information which is to be processed first from RAM or ROM, and if it is not available, then it will seek from mass storage device called secondary memory and then transfer the information to RAM. The block diagram shows inside the CPU. We have the ALU arithmetic logic unit, program counter, instruction register, instruction decoder, timing and control circuit, and the 4 registers. Registers, these are used by the CPU to store the information temporarily. The information can be the value to be processed by the CPU or the address of the value which is to be fetched from the memory. More number of registers and larger size of the register means better is the CPU operation. The registers can be of 8-bit, 16-bit, 32-bit or 64-bit. But the disadvantage of having more number of registers and bigger registers is increased cost of the CPU. Arithmetic logic unit ALU. It performs the arithmetic operations such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and logic operations such as AND operation, OR operation, and NOT operation. Program counter. The line-by-line execution of the code is made possible by the program counter. This points to the address of the next instruction which is to be executed. Thereby, the CPU will know which line of code is to be executed after the current line of code is executed. As each instruction is executed, the program counter is incremented so that it will point to the address of the next instruction to be executed. Instruction decoder. It interprets the instruction which is fetched in the CPU. A CPU, it is capable of understanding more instructions, but it requires more transistors in the design. Next is microcontrollers and embedded processors. A microprocessor, it is a general purpose digital computer's central processing unit, whereas a microcontroller, it is general purpose device. It is meant to fetch the data, perform limited calculations on that data, and control its environment based on those calculations. The primary use of a microcontroller, it is to control the operation of the machine using the fixed program stored in the ROM, which doesn't change over the lifetime of the system. Next is microcontroller versus general purpose microprocessor. The block diagram shows the microprocessor and microcontroller. Microprocessor has the central processing unit, whereas microcontroller has inbuilt central processing unit along with memory device, I/O ports, timer circuit, and serial communication port. General purpose microprocessors contains no RAM, no ROM, no I/O ports, whereas microcontroller has CPU, that is microprocessor, RAM, ROM, I/O ports, timer, ADC, and other peripherals. General purpose microprocessors need to add RAM, ROM, I/O ports, and timer circuits externally to make it functional, which makes the system bulky and much more expensive. But they have the advantage of versatility in choosing the amount of RAM, ROM, and number of I/O ports. Whereas in microcontroller, the fixed amount of on-chip ROM, RAM, and number of I/O ports makes them ideal for many applications in which cost and space are critical. There are many applications in which the space taken, power consumption, and the price per unit has more critical consideration than the computing power. Most of the microprocessors have many operational cores, opcodes, for moving data from external memory to the CPU. The memory is connected externally to the general purpose microprocessor having only the CPU, whereas in microcontrollers they have only one or two operational codes. Microprocessors have one or two types of bit handling instructions, whereas in microcontrollers there are many bit handling instructions. The microprocessor it is concerned with the rapid movement of code and data from the external address to the chip, whereas in microcontroller there is rapid movement of bits within the chip. The microcontroller it can function as a computer without the addition of external digital parts, whereas for microprocessor they need to have additional parts to become operational. Next is microcontrollers for embedded systems. An embedded product uses a microprocessor or a microcontroller to do one task, that is only one task. So there is only one application software that is typically burned into ROM. Whereas a personal computer, in contrast with the embedded system, can be used for any number of applications. It has RAM memory and an operating system which loads variety of applications into the RAM and allows the CPU to run them. A personal computer it contains or it is connected to various embedded products to perform specific tasks. Each one peripheral has a microcontroller inside it so that it can perform the specified task only. A microcontroller can be termed as a smaller computer. It has on-chip RAM, ROM, I/O ports. So in a single chip, we have the central processing unit, RAM, ROM, I/O port, timer, circuit, serial communication port. Next is choosing a microcontroller. There are 8-bit microcontrollers, 16-bit microcontrollers, and 32-bit microcontrollers made by various chip makers. The four major 8-bit microcontrollers are Motorola's 6811, Intel's 8051, Zilog's Z8, Microchip's PIC microcontroller. Based on the application, the microcontroller can be chosen out of these. Next is criteria for choosing a microcontroller. The main criteria is to meet the computing need of the task at hand efficiently and cost effectively. So the various factors to be considered are speed, packaging, power consumption, amount of RAM and ROM on chip, number of I/O pins and timer on chip, how easily it can upgrade to higher performance or lower power consumption version, and cost per unit. Next criteria is availability of software development tools such as compilers, assemblers, and debuggers. Next criteria is wide availability and reliable sources of the microcontroller. The 8051 family has large number of diversified suppliers. Some of them are Intel, Atmel, Philips, AMD, Infineon, Matra, Dallas Semiconductor. Next is necessary parts of microcontroller. It has CPU, central processing unit, I/O port, bus, address bus and data bus, memory, RAM and ROM, timer circuit, interrupt circuit, serial port, and parallel port. So the block diagram shows the 8051 microcontroller having the necessary parts. We have the memory, RAM, ROM, we have the I/O ports, we have the communication port, serial port, we have the timer circuit, we have the interrupt circuit, we have the CPU, we have the oscillator circuit, external clock pulse generation. So 8051 family. The 8051 it is subset of the 8052 and 8031 it is a ROM-less 8051. So it needs to add external ROM and it loses two ports and only two ports for IO operations are left. So the features of the 8051 family is shown in the table. ROM size is 4 kilobyte for 8051 and 8 kilobyte for 8052, and there is no ROM in 8031 because it is a ROM-less 8051. Next, RAM size is 128 for 8051, 256 in 8052, 128 again in 8031. Timers 2 timer circuits in 8051 whereas 3 in 8052. IO pins, 32 IO pins in 8051 as well as 8052. Serial port, 1 serial port in 8051 as well as 8052. Interrupt sources, 6 interrupt sources in 8051 whereas 8 interrupt sources in 8052. Apart from the ROM, the rest features are same for 8051 and 8031. Next is various 8051 microcontrollers. From various suppliers, we have the different microcontrollers. We have 8751 microcontroller, AT89C51 from Atmel Corporation, DS89C4X0 from Dallas Semiconductor, DS5000 from Dallas Semiconductor, one-time programmable version of 8051 and 8051 family from Philips. 8051 microcontroller. The sub vendor is Intel. Intel introduced 8051. It was referred as MCS51 in 1981. It is a 8-bit processor. That is, CPU can work on 8 bits of data at a time only. This 8051 has 128 bytes of RAM, 4 kilobytes of on-chip ROM, 2 timer, 1 serial port, 4 IO ports, each 8 bits wide, 6 interrupt sources. 8051 microcontroller features. It has 64 kilobyte program memory address space, 64 kilobyte data memory address space, 4 kilobytes of on-chip program memory, that is ROM, 128 bytes of on-chip data RAM, 32 bidirectional addressable IO lines, two 16-bit timer counters, full duplex UART, 6 source 5 vector interrupt structure with 2 priority levels, and on-chip clock oscillator.